The buzzer beater boys are back. We're throwing heartbreak around St. Louis Blues. They're playing BB King. They're just having a lot of fun over there in St. Louis last night. What a crazy game. What a crazy ending. What a crazy third period. The highs, the lows, the ups, the downs. The Stars win. What, 4-3 against the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis, beating the Blues in back-to-back games. Welcome to Clean Sheet of Ice, the Texas Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Stone Strankman, joined always by Dom Garcia. How we doing, bud?
Man, different score, but the same feeling of a game that happened in back-to-back games against the same team. And boy, this is the type of run that we were hoping the Stars would go on before we got into the Olympic break, and it's good to see.
People are talking about the fire sacrifice working right now. They're 3-1 in their last 4 games since the fire sacrifice. They've won on the road now. We thought this was only going to help the home team because they won 2 games at home. They lost 1 on the road, and we're like, it's not good. We got a 3-game road trip. Let's hope the fire sacrifice kicks in on the road. Well, boys, did it ever? Did it ever kick in on the road? First period, whole bunch of nothing. Whole bunch of just gross, sloppy play from both sides, really. I think the St. Louis Blues kind of controlled the puck a little bit more, had a decent number of shots, but then Dallas got a power play pretty late there in the first period, and they got up in the shot total, and it's 9-9 shots and just a little bit of grossness at the blue line, kind of same thing you saw against the Blues the other night. And then, boy, did I have fun in the second period. I didn't see that one coming, Dom.
Well, in the first period, like Andre was not getting quality shots thrown his way, but he was getting pressure, and the puck was in our D zone. It felt like the whole period. I think if it wasn't the second period, it was the first. Sam Steele got leveled. And goalie talked about it at the end of the game. He was like, I like the way we played, but the physicality, we have to match it if someone's going to play like that. Mm-hmm. And St. Louis brought it early. There was a sense of urgency from them. It was so fun because I couldn't watch Victory Plus on this. It was a Hulu and ESPN game. TJ Oshie was every time was like, at St. Louis, it's not their year. It's just everything's going bad for him. And he was interviewing players, and he was like, things aren't going your way, but you're staying physical. You're staying tough. You like the way you're playing. We always got to play that way against Dallas because they're fast. And if you make a mistake, you're going to pay for it. But I think the physicality in the first period was really eye-opening. And then we get to that second period. We weathered that storm, and it was glorious.
Yeah, I think the first intermission is when Oshie was talking to Jamie Benn, and seeing Jamie Benn smile and actually talking in a conversation with someone was pretty fun. Obviously, it's a former NHL player. It's TJ Oshie. It's Captain America, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's a little bit easier. But it was good to see old Jamie get into it, just having a little fun. With an interview. We don't see that very often.
You barely hear him talk.
That's the issue. But second period, they start off pretty well. They get on the power play pretty early there. And then Matt Duchene, little goal there. What a fucking sauce from Mikko Rantanen. I mean, Matt Duchene is one of the best at celebrating a goal, but he's also one of the best at recognizing that, hey, that wasn't my goal. That was your assist. Where he immediately scores the goal and immediately finds a guy, points at him, is like, what a fucking pass. That's what Matt Duchene did to Mikko Rantanen. Holy sauce from Mikko Rantanen. He does that once or twice a game, every game, and every time. I am amazed.
Oh, dude, John Buccigross it was unreal. Like, he was in disbelief of the no-look backhand right in front of net. And at the time, man, Bennington was on his game. Bennington plays this pretty well, but he was playing really good hockey. And with a pass like that, no matter how good you're playing, like that puck's going to the net.
It's literally every game from that right side. He threads a needle through 3-4 defenders and finds a guy backdoor perfectly. It's incredible.
Through the legs, like.
It's so gross, dude. You mentioned Buccigross. We have to complain about it. We have to.
I know where you're going with this.
National broadcasts have been bad over the last 3.5 seasons for the Dallas Stars. They have won the most games in the regular season in the last 3.5 seasons now at this point. They've been to the Western Conference Finals 3 years in a row. This team's just as good as last year's was. Looks a little different, but it's the same team, right? We don't pronounce the names correctly, and there is no love for this team. We're obviously Astros fans, so we're used to not having love for our team. We got love for our team through 2019, and then after that, it's been no love. I would just like to have like the every once in a while, like, man, this guy's really good. This is fun. He's probably one of the best in the league. Talking about like maybe Mikko Rantanen, for fuck's sake. Like, can we pronounce the names right? We got Rovic, I believe, from Petrovic. If you just look, they give you the game sheet and it tells you how to pronounce it on the broadcast details. Like, they provide that to you in an email and they print it out for you. It's literally there, how to sound it out. Just sound it out right there. It's not Petrovic, it's Petrovic. Like, it's not that hard to just pronounce someone's name correctly. Like, I don't even remember what they called Ritzkovian. I don't know if they got that one, because the first time I tried to say Ritzy's name to Sam, I was like, how did Rickovian? And he goes, Ritz Cracker. I was like, okay, Ritzkovian. Got it. So it's not that hard. Just learn the names and learn how to say them correctly on a national broadcast, for fuck's sake. It's crazy.
The one name that I always messed up was Kolyachonic.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But yeah, no, like, we feel so isolated as Stars fans, because I say this and people don't understand until they see the visual. You put a map of all the NHL teams, Dallas is so far away from everybody else. They're just on an island until Houston gets that team. But I've always felt bad for these guys are so good. And Wyatt Johnston got no recognition for like a Team Canada nomination. And I think it's because he plays for the Dallas Stars. Like, you don't get talked about the same way a Celebrini or a Bedard does. And rightfully so. They're great players, but Wyatt Johnston's unbelievable.
And the Celebrini one's only because he's the first round pick. It's not because he plays for San Jose.
Yeah.
He gets the recognition because he's the number 1 overall pick. And like, he came in as like one of the generational talents, and his dad worked for, like, in the front office for the Golden State Warriors during their like dynasty run. So like, he was famous before he was famous, you know? That was kind of the difference with Wyatt Johnston. Obviously, one of the better players in that draft, would go number 1 overall if we redrafted his draft. And yeah, it's tough watching a national broadcast. Like, I loathed having to go home and watch them on the road during the playoffs, because I know it's a TNT or an ESPN game, and I'm just like, they don't watch this team. Clearly, they're like, oh well, he normally doesn't do that. And I'm like, that's a normal thing. Like, if we're talking about Mikko Rantanen doing what he did last night, and they're all amazed by it, which we are too, but like, that's a normal, like, we see that how many times a game? 2, once a period maybe. Like, if Mikko has the puck on a stick on the right side and he sees someone streaking, he's going to throw that pass all the way down there, and it's probably going to connect, and it's on the shooter to either get the good tip in, or if it's a one-timer or whatever it is, like, that play happens all the time. And it's just like, you don't watch the team, you don't know how to pronounce their names. It's just frustrating as a Stars fan. And I know a lot of Stars fans on Twitter last night were having the same problems.
Yeah, and shout out TJ Oshie, though. He gave Miro Heiskanen his props during the game. He was like, dude, I don't understand how this guy doesn't get more votes for the, like, his best finish was 7th. Like, that's about as absurd as Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, how does that happen?
They don't let cheaters in the Hall of Fame. That's what it is in the NFL. It's a good organization over there in the NFL. All right. Well, that's enough complaining. We're on to the second goal of the night. Matt Duchene, a little bit of puck luck. That's really all it was. It was good entry. Thomas Harley getting it through the red line, getting it over to Duchene. Duchene just kind of goes in, and he's trying to throw a pass over there across crease, and it just hits Benner, and then it hits a defender, and it goes right into the back of the net. And Duchene was talking to Oshie after the second period in the intermission, and was just like, hey, the first one, like, that one felt good. That was a great pass by Mikko, and obviously good to get a goal there. And the second one was just a little bit of puck luck. That's all it was. You create your own luck. In that second period, I think the Stars definitely created that luck for that second goal, where they were getting to the hard areas. They were creating a lot of pressure. They were getting those rushes, all the things that we talked about in the previous episode, being like, hey, if they can get those rushes going, if we can get the 2-on-1s, the 3-on-2s, those kinds of things happening, then this team's going to be really good. They did that really well in the second period and got 2 really early goals, one at 3:20 and one at 4 minutes. So 2 goals in 40 seconds for Matt Duchene, his 7th goal of the season, 1 on the power play, 1 on 5-on-5.
Yeah, and what I loved about this part of the game was they just stayed on St. Louis's ass. Like, they were offensive rebounding. They were getting pucks in the corners of the ice. Like, even in that first power play in the first period, I have it in my game notes. Like, we didn't score, but we had 5-6 chances really, really high danger. They just didn't connect. I think Maverick Borg had one. I was really upset, didn't go. Um, but yeah, like they kept the pressure and they wore out St. Louis's D and kept them on the ice and just continued to be stand in front of them and throw jabs until the goals went in. And then we saw the rewards in the second period. I mean, you make your own puck luck by being in the right position, and everybody on the ice was in the right position for that goal, even though it was a little, I think it hit a
Wonky.
St. Louis defender's skate.
Yeah,
But
and then
hey,
it hits Benner.
they count as goals, so I'll take them.
Yeah, you take them any way you can get them. Goals are really hard to come by in the NHL, and when you're really good at scoring goals, things like this happen. So Matt Duchene's on the up and up to 7 goals now. It was a really good game for Dutchy. I think he did a lot of the things that Dutchy's really good at, especially against a really physical team. I thought that was good to see. And then that third goal in the third period on the power play again, Rope Hintz left completely wide open in the slot. Like, I don't know how you leave anyone in the slot wide open on the Stars, but like Rope, like I say, has one of the hardest shots on this team. Every practice I see it, I'm just like, that's insane. It's just like a box, like cement hands for a boxing guy. Like when they say they got heavy hands, Rope has a heavy shot. It doesn't look like he's throwing a lot on there. All of a sudden, it's just 100 miles an hour. It feels like it's 100 miles an hour. I don't know how hard the shot was, but left him wide open in the slot. Robo and Miro get the assist there. That's Rope's 15th goal of the season on the power play in the slot, in the Wyatt and Johnston slot. Took a goal away from Wyatt there and just taking a slot spot. But, it is what it is. We'll take that any way you can get it. So you're up 3-0, 18 minutes into the second period.
Yeah, and, the really good thing about this was playing St. Louis twice. It gave like a playoff kind of experience where they were making adjustments. And we said it, I think it was the last episode, how they were defending the power play and they were switching off. Like one power play, they were defending it up at the blue line, one they were playing back. And we made those adjustments on the fly. And Rupe kind of he drifts a little bit to get that ice, to get that room, and just against the grain, such a beautiful snipe. It was just unreal. Like it's on a stick and then it's in the back of the net. And yeah, you just love the way this power play is buzzing, because there was weeks where it felt like it wasn't. And last night we showed why we're the second best power play.
Yeah. And then we get to the third period, and this is where shit starts. The first goal, I just watched the goal visualizer on Edge and everything on NHL again. I'm still kind of flabbergasted at why this counted as a goal. Everyone knows that watched the game last night. This was an offside goal. Puck gets back into the blue line. They send it over to, I believe, number 72 or 54, 72. He has the puck on his stick in between the red line and the blue line, right? He then moves it a little bit forward, not a deke, but it just kind of bounces off stick. So that is technically control. Puck already hit his stick. It's leaving his stick as he enters into the blue line. I don't remember who it was. I think it was number 9 for the Blues, is seemingly offside. So the Stars challenge it. When the Stars challenge something, they are 99.9% sure that the challenge is going to be successful. That's what Glenn always talks about. He's like, I'm not challenging anything unless it's like a playoff game and we kind of have to, and it's like a 50-50 shot. We'll usually take that chance and see what happens. He's offside. The whole, like when he gathers this puck back on his stick after the blue line, there is still white in between his skate and the blue line. Even in the grainy video, you can see the white in between the skate and the blue line. I can't believe that counted. They took a very long time to look at that offside call or non-offside call in the challenge, and it still counted. So it's 3-1 at this point. It's 3:15 into the third period, and you're just like, all right, whatever. You lost the shutout. It is what it is. Move on. Get another goal. Call it a day. And that just is the beginning of the third period, unfortunately.
Yeah, even Fabry, like they make the call, like it's a good goal, and even he was like, "Oh."
He did the eyes. He goes,
"Yeah, yeah, I don't know about that one, but yeah, no, rules can be determined by somebody other than me because I will probably get them wrong."
Yeah, I mean, Robert Tiffin tweeted out the screenshot of it and said offside, and then the ruling was essentially that he did not have the puck on his stick, technically control crossing the blue line until it was after the blue line. Then he puts it back on his stick. And I was just like, he had already touched the puck before, that he already had control before. Like he That's my problem, is like he had it in between the red line and the blue line and then made a move and decided to let go. Like that's kind of the issue. Is like he had control and now you're saying he doesn't have control, even though there's no one around him and he's the only one with the puck. Like that's where I was kind of lost. So I don't know the rules like the referees do or anyone else. So that's probably part of the issue, but I thought it was offside.
Yeah, I did too. I guess it's like a couple of years ago in the NBA, dudes were taking advantage of like the step back three. And like,
Yeah.
was it a travel? Was it like, did he have possession? And it's like, this is getting a little too far, too deep for me. It looks like a travel, but you know, the all stars are getting away with it. But yeah, I didn't think it was a goal, but counted.
Yeah, and then the second goal, I don't know if you noticed this on the broadcast. They had the shot on Pareko behind the net, behind his own net, and everyone's like circling around and nothing's happening. And Pareko just was like, "Come on, man!" Like he was shaking his head and he just literally says, "Come on, man!" Like I thought that part was funny, and then I didn't think it was very funny. Like 15 seconds later, they get down the ice, and it's not necessarily 3-on-2, but there was such a wide gap between the forwards and the defensemen for the Stars that there was kind of a wide open seam for Shin to be kind of wide open on that left side. Had a one-timer, pretty easy cross crease goal there for Shinner, and it's 3-2 pretty quick. 6:22 into the third period, and you're like, okay, how do we stop this momentum? And I think the Stars did a pretty good job stopping the momentum. After that, we'll get to the third one after this.
Yeah, and the Sabres barn just went alive at this point. But I think the Stars had just killed off a power play prior to this goal.
Yeah,
So it was a little rough resetting, and the Sabres just took advantage of that.
yeah, they had just killed off the. They had a man at too many men on the ice penalty earlier in the game, and then they lost the challenge. So they had a penalty for that one, 5-on-4.
Right. Okay.
So they had just killed that off, and it seemed like all is well, and then it wasn't pretty soon right after that. So that was a tough one, but that was a good goal by the Blues. They created a good rush through the blue line, and the Stars didn't really stop it. The forwards didn't get back soon enough and get in that passing lane, and Shin's a really good player. So he gets that one. The third goal for the Blues, though, that's where my mind like melted, and I was willing to light myself on fire for another sacrifice. Like I was ready to just do anything for this team to figure it out, to get the voodoo witches, like whatever it took to fix this team. I was brainstorming. It's like, what do I got to do? This third goal. Oh, that was so. All right. So Thomas Harley gathers the puck. He gets behind the net, sends it along the wall or on the boards, and just trying to get it either to the top of the zone or out of the zone entirely. And a ref, it catches the bottom of his skate. He tries to hop over it, and it's not the ref's fault, but it is. And it's like the most perfect bounce of all time goes to Shin, and Shin just has an easy goal because like no one expects the puck to be in that position. And like even the Blues, like I don't even know how Shin just was like, oh, I can shoot this puck. Like I don't even know how he thought that fast. That's how stupid this bounce was from the ref. And now you're looking at the offside call that was not offsides, apparently, reportedly, allegedly was not offsides. And then you're looking at this one where the ref just somehow kicks the puck all the way over to Shin in the slot, and you just have another wide open goal. It's 3-3. Like with 4 minutes left, and I was losing my mind. I was not okay at this point.
Yeah, and you see the ref go to Harley and was like, "Damn,
My bad.
like it's uh uh you make your own puck luck, I guess." And
Yeah.
but even saying that, like that was beyond that. Like that was gift wrapped to
It's
Shin. Like
unbelievable, dude.
uh
I don't know. Like I don't know how I survived that. I guess I do know how I survived that because just a few minutes later, with 1 minute and 7 seconds left, the Stars win a face-off there. Wyatt Johnston, his 30th assist of the season, goes to Thomas Harley. Thomas Harley just flings it at the net like we've known Thomas Harley to do last season. He looked really good last night. I just want to point that out. He looked really, really, really good last night. And with 1 minute and 7 seconds left in this game, Thomas Harley sends one from the top of the key, basically, and just goes short side on Bender. Like it just snuck through everyone. I don't think it deflected at all. It was just hey, let's get this to the net, create a little chaos. There's a minute left in the game. Let's see what we can do before we go to OT. Thomas Harley scores his third goal of the season, game winner, buzzer beater. Once again, the buzzer beater boys beat the Blues once again, 4-3. Thomas Harley is the savior this time instead of Jason Robertson. and we can go home like kind of happy, like because it was still so frustrating in that third period. But you get that goal and everything kind of goes away.
Yeah, and the broadcast showed Tuesday's game, like, the exact like, Rupe winning the face-off and then, Robo doing his thing, and it was, like, a minute left in the game too, like, it was, like they showed it before the face-off, and
Yeah.
then they pan into Wyatt, and you can see Wyatt was super locked in, and I was like, "Oh, like, I bet if we win this face-off, we can get a quality shot up," and that's exactly what happened. It was pure just deja vu all over again, just with a different player, and an unbelievable shot, like, he had that shot perfectly, like, leveled, and, just you love seeing guys like Harley, guys like Dutchy have games like this because they're starting to string together these games that they know they can have. And to steal that one from St. Louis on back-to-back games, boy, that felt good.
Just it felt really good because like the first game, I don't know how much you deserved it. I don't know if you played like a perfect game necessarily. You got the goal when you needed it. You kind of fought back there from 2-1. Like it was a good earned 2 points, obviously, but the bulk of the game, you're like, I don't know if I like that necessarily. This game for two full periods, you loved it. The third period really wasn't on you. You had one breakdown. I'm not going to call it three breakdowns. I think you had one breakdown in those three goals, and then you didn't let that deter you from scoring with a minute and 7 seconds left. It's just another buzz beater. We'll take it.
Yeah, and Otter looked really good tonight. I mean, he had some bad situations that weren't his fault, but he was on his game as well.
How many heart palpitations did you have every time the puck was loose right in front of Otter and a defenseman or a forward came in and just swooped and did the little turnaround thing right in front of the net? Like that
Uh,
happened 27 times last night, it felt like. And it was like every time it's like, please get the puck, please get the puck, please get the puck. And then they have it and they just start the rush after that. I'm like, oh, all right, everything's fine. It just was a little chaotic.
yeah, and the short side shots, like his stick saves. Normally, when they had that much room, I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be a goal against Otter," but luckily, he saves it stick side. Um, but yeah, like, I he definitely had some great moments last night.
Yeah, and there was that one that was short side, kind of even with the line of the goal. He's trying to send it up in between that pocket between the head and the goal, where it's just that open space right here in between his goalie mask and the net, and he just rose up just enough, and it clipped his shoulder instead of his mask. Like he got so high up when he noticed that the guy was going to go try to go top shelf short side, he just raises up just enough, gets the shoulder on it. It's out of play. It was all good. So I think Otter was really, really good last night. Obviously, you see the three goals and you think, oh, what happened there? Every single one of those goals just like not really on him is what I'm going to go with. So good game from Otter. Good game from the Stars. You get another win. Stats wise, Rope's up to 41 points. Miro Haskins at 41. And then obviously you got Wyatt at 57, Robo at 62, and Miko at 64. We're going to have two 100-point guys, I think, this season, which is going to be really cool to see. Wyatt could get there if he just has like another onslaught, if he gets his assist numbers up, all that kind of stuff. But we're creeping up. Thomas Harley's up to 20 points. Sam Steele's at 20. S. Lindell at 21. Everyone else I had already named at 41 and above. So we get those lower guys up in the points. I think things going to look pretty good.
Yeah, I love seeing I think Miro's having such a good year. Like,
So good.
he's quiet, but when you look at his numbers this year, like, boy, it's one of his better years, and every year is super consistent from him too. Like, there's not really any drop off other than like the injury that
Yeah.
happened last year.
Yeah, I think the only thing we got to look at last night was the hits. It was 43-12. The Blues
Yeah.
were super duper physical, and the Stars didn't really hit back. There wasn't really any jawing. There was only like one or two moments. I think Colin Blackwell in the first period was like the only time where there's a little scrum that happened. So you want to see a little bit more physicality out of the boys. And then obviously when Liam Bishop comes back, I think that just kind of goes through the roof. When you get Liam back, everyone else seems to be more prone to hitting and being more physical when they see that guy going after these guys and having these big hits and knocking people down and over the boards and all that kind of stuff. The rest of the team kind of follows suit and you're just like, okay, I see the big guy doing it. I think I can do it. I can throw a little hit like that too. So once we get Liam back, I think that's what we're going to see probably next week, obviously, when the Stars come back home.
Yeah, and for goalie, you love to see gradual improvement from game to game on
Yeah.
this road trip, and that's what we saw. Like, um, he mentioned he was very adamant. He's like, "There's something the way we played," And I co-sign that statement.
Yeah, and it's been that way all season too with goalie. He's kept the same attitude and same kind of remarks about this team, even when they were winning at a 750 winning percentage and they were winning games by coming back down 2 goals in the first period. He was always just adamant, like, hey, this isn't a great team right now. We're a good team. We're not a great team. So it's good to see that he's keeping the same attitude there and chugging along. Before we get out of here, I want to say, you should hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We're at 196. I'd like to hit 200 after this episode. We're going to give away this Mikko Rantanen bobblehead at 250 subscribers. We'll tag in a little Mikko's Apple Orchard shirt. Once we get those up during the Olympic break is the goal. We're going to have those. We'll tag that with the Mikko Rantanen bobblehead once we hit 250 subscribers on our YouTube page at Clean Sheet of Ice. If you're an audio listener, just go hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It's super easy. If you have a Google account, you don't have a YouTube account. If you just have a Google account, you sign into that puppy. That gets you logged into YouTube. And all of a sudden, you can hit that subscribe button. You can watch us there. You can watch us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple or wherever you get your audio platform. But we're trying to hit 250 subs on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button so we do that giveaway for the Mikko Rantanen bobblehead. Dom, Thursday night, before we get out of here, we got Vegas. And before the Vegas game, we got a happy hour. Happy hour, 8 o'clock on our YouTube. Like I just said, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode, a happy hour, a short, whatever it may be. Will be on the YouTube at 8 p.m. I don't know if you're joining, but I know Savannah will be there and myself. 8 p.m. on our YouTube. And then we got Vegas at 9 p.m. in Vegas. Good team over there. Good team in Vegas. And they're kind of cruising along, obviously. They just made a trade, and they're feeling pretty good. They're at the top of the Pacific Division at 63 points. So they're still behind the Stars in the points standings. But good team over there in Vegas. They're a scary team. They always are. So it's going to be a tough one at 9 p.m. for us.
Yeah, luckily we've been playing them pretty well the past couple of years. But with that being said, it is always close. One of my favorite Jay Gottinger saves ever has come against Vegas. It was like that, just kind of forward, just catch it with his glove. But yeah, if we can just continue this kind of improvement of really good passing that I saw last night, it'll be good. And pull up to that happy hour, because I love seeing Stars fans' takes on this team as well, because they're so different. And like, especially as we're getting closer to Olympic break and trade deadline time, I want to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys are thinking, because there's a lot of the national media talking about the Stars, particularly at the deadline with Jim Nell.
Yeah, it's interesting. The chat's always really fun. We've got a bunch of regulars now, and they're always popping in there. So come hang out and chat. Get to know those people in chat. Get to know us. Hang out with us in chat. It's a lot of fun on those happy hours. I thoroughly enjoy it because we get to interact with the community. And we do get to hear those takes, like you said, because me and Savannah are in the building. Dom, you're always watching it and you're listening to me. So, like, you hear a lot of different things than maybe the listener may have. And the listeners and the viewers of the Stars fans at home, like, they might have a different take, because watching on TV and watching in persons are two different things. So I don't get to see what happens on TV very often, unless it's a road game typically. So I like to see what those perspectives are. So come hang out and chat, give your takes, give whatever you want, we'll be in chat. And I'm excited to get into it at 8 p.m. on Clean Sheet Devices YouTube before the Vegas game. Vegas game's always going to be tough. Like you said, that Otter save last year, was it in January when you and Mark came up to Dallas? In the weaning seconds, maybe 18, 20 seconds left in the game, that diving save there at the end was spectacular. And even the announcers, Bogey and Razor, were just, they loved it. And that's one of the hype reels for the playoffs last year. When they showed Otter, that was one of the saves that they had to show, because it was spectacular.
Yeah, like, I think it was that week. I was like, I've never seen a save that good. And then like 2 days later, I forgot who it was, to be honest, but it was like the most stupid save, like Hail Mary of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Dallas matches up well against this Vegas team, the way they're constructed. And I think I love the Victory Plus broadcast, but it always is good to hear some other people's takes on Dallas, and particularly TJ Oshie was like, really good teams don't usually switch up lines as much as Dallas has been doing this season, yet it hasn't really affected them. Like, they're still getting production. And really, he was like, man, this is my first time seeing Ritzkovian, and everyone raves about how they love playing with him. And that was just cool to hear, because now that I think about it, like, Colorado, it's pretty standard, their rotation of guys. Minnesota, like they haven't changed minus the Quinn Hughes trade. So like once we get to that kind of the thick of the season towards the end and the playoffs, like once we settle down our lines and kind of lock them in, like it's going to bode well in our favor.
Yeah, goalies talked a lot about that from the beginning of the season on because they had so many injuries, obviously, with Dutchy and Nils going out pretty early, and then Thomas Harley goes out. It's like you're missing guys left and right. Jamie Benn didn't even start the season he missed the first, how many ever games? And he said, like, hey, this is just a matter of circumstance. We're changing the lines, and we got to figure out what's going to work with all these guys out. Once we get them back, we're going to have to do it again. We're going to have to figure out what works and what doesn't work and experiment and try things. And then in game, I'm going to switch them up depending on the situation. If we need a goal, I'm going to load a top line up. I'm going to put Robo, Rope, and Miko together. I'm just going to put those guys together, see if we can get a goal going and change the energy, change what the team sees and all that kind of stuff. He has no problem with that because he said, come playoff time, people are going to be banged up. If you got guys that are hurt in the playoffs and you're throwing a guy out there that's never played with the guy all season long for 82 games, just never even touched the puck with the guy on the same part of the ice, that's kind of a problem. You don't know if they have chemistry heading into the playoffs. He'd rather kind of switch lines up mid-game throughout the season, see what he's got, see what he doesn't have, and trust his guys because obviously Sam Steele's been on the top line, but now he's got Ritzy on the top line. Like, it's going to have options when it comes playoff time, and when you get to the trade deadline, you're going to have to switch things up again because they're going to make a trade. We don't know what it's going to be. We talked about it pre-show. We have our preference, but we don't know what these lines are going to look like come playoff time, and goalie would like for everyone to be kind of comfortable playing with everyone, as many people as possible. So I think that's a really cool thing. And like Oshie said, he's like, you don't see a top team doing that because that's just not a normal thing. Goalie has no problem with it.
Yeah, he's basically saying like it's hard to navigate that on a game-to-game basis and still be successful. And that's exactly what goalie has been doing. That yes, he's had his rough patches, but like you'd rather have them now before we get rolling. And boy, if we can continue, if we can get a W in Vegas and catch this heater right before Olympic break, it's gonna be a team you don't want to see on the other side of the ice.
Yeah, we've got 4 games till the Olympic break. We got Vegas, we got Utah on the road, and then they're back home for Winnipeg and St. Louis Blues once again. Last game before the Olympic break. Obviously, during the Olympics, we'll figure out what our schedule is going to be. We're not going to go 3 times a week during the Olympics, but we'll have some live streams. The games are going to be played at like 8 a.m., so up and early, grab your coffee, and we'll root on Team USA, Team Finland, and Team Czechia because Radek Fox is over there. So we got 3 teams to root for.
Yeah, and it's gonna be so much fun.
I can't wait for the Olympics. I'm so excited. Crazy that we have the Olympics, the World Cup in America this year, and it's the America's 250th birthday. People don't like to talk about that enough. Crazy year.
And I'm gonna get a chance to see the World Baseball Classic for the first time.
I can't believe I forgot World Baseball Classic. I'm already in baseball mode. My brain's starting to itch for just the sounds of baseball. I'm excited about that. So yeah, World Baseball Classic, then the World Cup, and 250th birthday on July 4th. It's going to be sick. It's going to be a great year for patriotism. I guess be wearing a lot of red, white, and blue this year. I know during the Olympics you got some white and blue behind you that you might be rocking a little bit more, but that's okay. It's the beginning of the year. We got time.
Yeah. No, I'm going to bust out. I have more finished products on the way.
Oh, that's a little tease for the YouTube viewers. Hit that subscribe button on Clean Sheet Device. We'd love to see you in the happy hour tomorrow night at 8 p.m. before the Vegas game. Tune in, get some predictions in, talk about the game, talk about rumors, all the good stuff with Savannah, me, and Dom. We'll be back on Clean Sheet Advice with another episode on Friday morning with Savannah. We'll have that episode up around 10 a.m. on Friday morning. 3 episodes a week still until the Olympic break happens, and we'll be back very, very soon with another episode of Clean Sheet Advice, Texas Hockey Podcast.